Grievances be noted. I call the honourable member for Holt.
Thanks, Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker, I rise once more in this place to talk about the enormous contribution that's been made to my electorate, to our state and to our country by those who were born in India who have come to make this country their home. As you would know, Deputy Speaker, particularly when you were Minister, very capable Minister for Immigration, we have a very rapidly growing Indian community, many of whom have come to settle in my constituency of Holt. According to the 2016 census, the Indian-born population in Australia has grown to 455,389. That's up from about 295,000 recorded in the 2011 census. Of Australia's 25 million people, 1.9% were originally born in India. The 2016 census showed Victoria had the highest number of residents born in India, totalling 169,802, including 14,717 people who were born in India that reside in my constituency. Along with an increase in the number of people born in India who live in Australia, the 2016 census also revealed how Indian languages have grown in Australia. Hindi has come out as the top Indian language spoken at home in Australia, with about 159,652 speakers, with Punjabi a close second at 132,496. There was also a big jump in Tamil, Bengali, Malayalam, Gujarati, Telugu, Marathi and Kannada in terms of speaking those languages. What I would like to specifically talk about, Deputy Speaker, is they are statistics and they are numbers. But they are the people that have been born in India that have come to this country. They are the part of the success of our country and where our country will go. Australia has a lot to offer people that come to this country, abide by our laws and our values, and make this country their home and create a future for themselves. In my engagement with the Indian community in all of its forms, from whichever part of India that they come from, there is an abiding and deep love of education. There is a deep commitment to the community, but also, particularly given the number of festivals that I attend and participate in, a great sense of inclusiveness. People that come to this country from India wish to, as they make Australia their home, and I would use an example of having gone to the City of Casey citizenship ceremony where we had recently 225 new residents that became, new constituents who became residents of our country. And you would talk, we had the pleasure of meeting each one after they became a citizen. And it was the enthusiasm, particularly from those that were born in India, about our country and their hopes and their dreams about what they wanted for their children and their families, which struck me. So they not only make Australia their home, what they also do is they bring the unique richness of their culture and their history and their values to our country. And that, Deputy Speaker, I think makes our country a better place. And in particular, I'll single out a particular grouping that I've had the pleasure of dealing with, the Casey Garba, which is a team that was led by Supal Kumar Patel, Nikhil Patel, Suresh Patel, Yogi Patel and Manash Patel, and I gave them and awarded them a 2018 Holt Australia Day Award. Now, the Casey Garba is a festival that's celebrated under the banner of the Casey Multicultural Festival Association in Cranbourne over the past 2 years. Now, this association was formed in 2016 to organise multicultural festivals with a variety of cultural groups for the purpose of engaging with the wider community in Casey and beyond, which is inclusiveness, bringing their culture into ours and making our country richer as a consequence of that. This organisation has celebrated many festivals since its formation. It includes Holi, Vaisakhi, Lohari, Diwali and Garba. One of the key festivals of the organisation is Casey Garba, and recently, particularly in 2017, it was attracted over 1,500 people, and I had the pleasure of being there as their special guest. So I wanted to thank them. They represent, I think it's the Gujarati community, and my staff members nodding there, for again sharing their culture and values, but we're looking at the future of Australia, Deputy Speaker, when we see these people. And they talk about our country with passion, with pride, with the exception of perhaps a discussion about the cricket, but we can have differences of opinion from time to time. Yes, indeed. But, exactly. But given that, it is they make an amazing contribution to our community. And I particularly wanted to single out another organisation that I had the pleasure of dealing with, which was the Berwick Aliyakutum. Now, these are people from the Malayali community from the state of Kerala. And particularly when I was conducting community safety forums in the outer southeastern suburbs in June 2016, this community was amazingly supportive of what I was attempting to achieve. And I believe, as a consequence of the advocacy of this particular grouping, what has happened, and particularly given the representations they made, in a respectful way, is that led to the Andrews government basically announcing an increase in the level of policing in that region, and also a greater recruitment in the number of people recruited into the police force because of the positive advocacy of this particular grouping. So the people that have come from Kerala have made an enormous contribution to our country, to our community, and, as I said, to our local community. And that's what makes me obviously grieved tonight, Deputy Speaker, for what's happening in Kerala at the present period of time. I have many people in my constituency that were born in Kerala that have come and made this country their home. And what they're seeing there is causing them great concern because, as you would know, having worked with the Coptic community, Deputy Speaker, when you were Immigration Minister, they see people that are being killed that they might have some relationship with. But so far, from the statistics that we know about, 370 people have been killed, most of them in landslides, in recent flooding that's occurred there. We are also talking, as a consequence of the flooding in Kerala, the establishment of about 5,645 relief camps because we've had nearly 800,000 people displaced as a consequence of those floods. It is an enormous disruption that is caused, and the damage has been absolutely massive. The survivors of the evacuation centres, Deputy Speaker, have been described spending days without food and water. And according to BBC News, the head of the State Disasters Management Team said they're preparing to deal with the possible outbreak of waterborne and airborne diseases in relief camps. Now, the Indian government has said that the Kerala state is facing the worst flooding that it's seen in 100 years, and they've opened about 80 dams so far. But what has impressed me the most, Deputy Speaker, has been the desire of the local Indian communities, both in my region and also across the state and across the country, to be proactively raising money to send back to aid the Kerala relief effort. And for that, they have to be commended. And in that vein, particularly to offer some hope for the constituents that live in my constituency that come from Kerala, I say tonight I'm happy to work with you, particularly given the contribution that you have made in coming to our country and making our country your home, and the community outreach work that is done by organisations like the Berwick Aliyakutum and other organisations is just astonishing. They have Christmas drives. These are people that have come to our country and have enriched our country with their culture. They are an outstanding success story, Deputy Speaker, in my mind, about people that come from another country and come and make Australia their home. And so to those people, I say to them, particularly that live in that we will be working with the Casey Council in a bipartisan way to organise a fundraising event. And what we will be doing with the proceeds of that, and we're hoping to secure Bunjil Place, Deputy Speaker, in October. So this will be bipartisan. This is not political, this is not Liberal, Labor or anything else. This is about us working together in whichever form of government we can to provide assistance so that we can raise money with all of the communities coming together in the Indian community in Victoria to raise money for that specific purpose and to amplify the absolute scale of the destruction that's occurred as a consequence of the flooding and the landslides that's occurred. And also, perhaps, Deputy Speaker, also to encourage the Australian government to make representations to the Indian government, as federal Labor has done, to provide any support that we can to assist those people that have been obviously badly affected in the state of Kerala. So again, I commend the community for the work that it's doing to support the people from Kerala and do my utmost as a local member to help provide that support to them.
The question is the